If you want to know which are the best runes, items and builds to carry in low or high elo with Karma, this is your guide. In the last month, I have played every single build, so let me show you. And at the end of the video, a very special POV gameplay review. Let's start with the first set of runes for Karma. It's going to be a lot, so be ready. So we first got the Enchanter Karma. And for the first Enchanter Karma rune setup, we will play with Arcane Comet, Nimbus Cloak, Transcendent Scorch, and then the Domination tree, a secondary chip shot, and Ultimate Hunter. You want to choose obviously Flash all the time, but you are going to choose between Heal and Ignite most of the times. I'm going to explain in a later chapter when to take Heal and when to take Ignite, but you want Nimbus Cloak when you're playing Heal to get that move speed and the maximum out of this rune, and you want to play with Mana Flow when you are playing Ignite. Okay, very important to know. And then in the Domination tree, you can change Chip Shot to Zombie Ward if you are starting Sweeper and you want to abuse with this Sweeper power. I have a really good video on when to start normal Trinket or Sweeper level 1. You can check it out. Moving on, we have Resolve a secondary tree right now with Bone Plating and Revitalize. When do you choose this secondary tree is when you are playing against hook champions like Blitzcrank, Pike, and Nautilus to avoid that all-in and have this extra survivability. And also any engaged champions like Leona Rel is also very good. And against lags or champions that combo you. So you can use the bomb plating and the tankiness on lanes that wants to all-in. And even if Lax is not an hook champion, she still wants to QE ultimate, right? If she does the entire combo, probably you die, but at least you can avoid some Q's E combos and you can survive and trade in your favor, okay? So you can also play this set of runes with Aeri instead of Comet, and also you can go Gathering Storm instead of Scorch, okay? This is a more scale approach, and Font of Life instead of Bomb Plating. When we will choose this set of runes instead of the other is when you are going to play the Enchanter Shield Karma build that we are going to explain in the build chapter. Also, Aeri is a very good keystone to play against melee champions because every single auto attack that you are going to throw, or every now and then, is going to proc your Aeri, so you are going to deal more damage. It's maybe not that much poke as Comet, but against melee champions, when you are going to use a lot of auto attacks and you want the shield power later on, you can go Aeri. And to finish the Enchanter rune section of Karma, we are going to choose Inspiration as a third option, as secondary tree. We can choose Magical Footwork and Cosmic Insight. As you guys know, cookies are pretty much dead for enchanters. It doesn't give mana anymore. So when do we choose this tree? Is when you are going to be in a very passive lane, you think that there's not going to be much action, they cannot all-in you, so you don't choose Resolve, and you cannot really use the maximum potential of Domination because it's going to be pretty neutral lane. So I would choose Magical Footwear to get my free boots and also get a first item power spike much faster because I don't have to spend that much gold into my boots. For example, Ardent Rushes, Redemption Rush, Surelia Rush, we are going to talk about that after. And Cosmic Insight, it gives you item haste and summoner spell haste, which is excellent for the flash and heal survivability. And every single item almost you buy with Karma has an active, so it's just very, very good. Next up, AP Karma, the favorite, not a bit of the fan favorite, probably here is a lot of damage going on here. So it's going to be a bit the same as Enchanter, but with some changes, so let's pay attention. So again, Arcane Comet, as I said, is going to be 99% of your choices, right? If you don't like Aeri that much, then Arcane Comet is going to be the one for you. Then Nimbus Cloak or Mana Flow, you know how that goes. And then Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm. I don't really like Absolute Focus. I prefer Transcendence, but I've seen a lot of AP Karmas picking up Absolute Focus and then Gathering Storm or Scorch, depending if you want more early action or later damage. Absolute Focus, it's okay, but I dislike it a bit because I'm very aggressive early on. I don't use it properly. You need to be very good at positioning, very patient. So Transcendence, in my opinion, is a bit better, as I said. But you can, guys, try Absolute Focus and let me know how it goes. For sure, double Adaptive Force and Flat Health 100%. And then we have Inspiration, Magical Footwear, the same thing. This build is super expensive. We are going to talk about it later. And instead of Cosmic Insight, if you want that extra damage, that extra CDR, that extra carry potential, Jack of all trades is a good rune. You can also change it for Cosmic Insight. Next up, we have the Domination tree. So as secondary, we could also go Domination, Chipshot, Ultimate Hunter. You can change Chipshot for Zombie Ward if you want. You can even change Ultimate Hunter for Zombie Ward if you want. And it's a very strong setup, probably even stronger than Inspiration at the start. But again, the items are very expensive, so maybe Magical Footwear is the best thing to get here. And then we have Resolve. Resolve is going to be the same as before. You want to go for Bone Plating and Revitalize against all-in lanes, against lanes that you are going to struggle. It is true that Resolve is not that popular among AP Karma builds. Normally they decide to take Inspiration or Domination, and when they are playing against engaged champions, they just take Nimbus Cloak instead of Mana Flow, but we are going to talk about that later also in the Ignite versus Heal Summoner choice. The last one, the last option that we have is Tank Karma. Actually, you guys probably know what I'm talking about, is the Grasp Keystone build for Karma. And what we are going to do here is we are going to talk about the build as well, because it's very niche, super Karma style gameplay. I don't think it's the strongest right now. It was maybe strong in some points. In some points it becomes strong again because maybe Grasp gets buffed, maybe some item that Karma benefits well gets buffed. But right now I'm not going to talk about it a lot in this video. I'm just going to talk it now, right now. So you go Grasp, Shield Bash, you could go Font of Life as well if you want. I like Shield Bash actually, feels pretty nice with the Grasp proc as well in lane. Bone Plating, Revitalize, yes of yes, is a must. Then Inspiration, Biscuit gives you HP, so it's good for Tank Karma. And Cosmic Insight, as we said, is a very good rune. Maybe you could go Jack of all trades, who knows. Then for the runes, CDR is great, and then you can go Scaling HP and Flat HP. Again, you are going to build a lot of HP, resistances, so it's a fine rune instead of having Adaptive Force, okay? Build-wise, you want to rush Moonstone, have this support item that I'm really bad at pronouncing actually, but there it is. You guys know which one I'm talking about. And then you can go Steel Caps and Mercs, and then you can choose a lot of different stuff. You can Mikael, Redemption, you can go a bit more tanking with Frozen Heart, any resistant item, Abyssal Mask if you want. So I don't really like the build right now. I don't think it's that great. The Enchanter build and AP build Karma are a bit better. But if you guys are playing against a very heavy all-in comp, a very melee heavy comp, you have good damage. So you can try it out. It's a fun build to play. It's an annoying build, with especially using Ultimate W. You heal a lot and you are baiting a lot of people in. So yeah, try it out and let me know how it goes. I have to say that I like Heal more as a summoner spell than Ignite with Karma. Heal is a defensive summoner spell, but it can, or it should be used as a support, as an aggressive one, right? Like, you can speed up your AD carry for extra auto attacks, you can speed yourself for an extra Q, an extra auto attack, especially the W, to keep close to the enemy and root them and make sure that you can land your Qs. And then Ignite is also fine. I actually started playing Ignite, then I changed to Heal to try it out. I thought that Ignite would be better in low elo, but it was actually not the case. I had better results with Heal. So Heal, we know that is great against all-in champions, also because you are going to play with Nimbus Cloak. And Ignite is good against range enchanters, okay? Because you are also going to play Mana Flow, you are going to play with more range, you have more burst potential, and also you have more kill threat. But I would always recommend, or 90% of the times recommend, to play with Heal, or at least if you didn't play yet Karma with Heal and you always defaulted to Ignite, to change that a bit up and just experiment a bit. Ignite is a must if you are playing against healing champions like Yumi, Soraka, Janna, maybe Emilio. I would recommend in low elo to play more with Heal, because if you use it properly in lane and you use it aggressive as I said, you should have better results. The only exceptions, as I said, is against healing champions. For the first Enchanter build, we have Standard Enchanter. So this one was the first one that I was playing when I was playing Enchanter Karma. and it consists on Rushing Surelias or Ardent Censer. Ardent Censer, you want to take it as first item when you're playing with an hyper carry in bot lane like Jinx, Kog'Maw, Twitch. Aphelios can be also fine. And then as second item, you can go Redemption or Mikael. Redemption is when you have split pushers or enemy as AoE damage that you want to mitigate, and with the split pushers you can be mid lane and redemption towards top lane while you are moving towards there, and it can be very, very helpful. Mikael, you take it when enemy has hard CC and you want to get rid of it. Then as third item there is the Warstone, Morello, and Downcourt that you can go, but you can also choose, like if you went Surelia Redemption, you can choose to third item Ardent Censer or Mikael if they have maybe one important CC and you didn't take it. We already talked about this one, is the Shield Karma. You want to take it with Aeri. Remember, Moonstone first item, Redemption second item, and Downcourt third item. 3 locked items together with the boots and the super item that are core items already for Enchanter Karma. I tried it. It's pretty nice. It scales really, really good. It's very supportive. Not a lot of damage, but it scales very well, and when you get 3 items, you have massive shields, and probably you are going to win every single team fight or most of the team fights, but it takes time to scale. I'm not a really huge fan of Moonstone Karma, but in this build, it looks good. I tried it, was fun. Maybe try it out and compare it to the other ones, but I would recommend it if the shield power is going to be very important. For example, against Karthus, Diana, some AoE damage, Rumble, for example. And it's going to be very teamfight heavy. And you have frontline, right? If you have a Sion, an Ornn in front, Sejuani maybe in the jungle as well, then you can use more shields and then you have more value in this build. Last Enchanter Karma build, and probably my favorite, is from a Korean challenger, OTP Karma. Well, Enchanter OTP, he plays also a lot of Lulu. And what we are going to do is Rush Redemption or Mikael. Again, the same concept. If they have a lot of CC, we take Mikael. If they don't have a lot of CC, then we take Redemption. And after that, once we choose one of those two, we are going to build Surelia. So it's the other way around than from the first one. Rushing Redemption or Mikael, and then the second item is going to be Surelia. And I like it a lot. It makes you stronger in early skirmishes, use Power Spike way earlier, and also Surelia is a very nice item to have in mid-game to catch people off guard, but not so good early on. Not as good as Mikael or Redemption in the situations where they shine the most. And a third item, he goes Morello or Warstone item. You can mix it a bit up as well. Third item is always like very optional as support. It takes a long time to get there. He likes to go Morello in a lot of his builds, and also Warstone fourth or third item can also be fine. Alright, let's go with the AP builds. Now, core items have changed. Malignance and Zazak is a must in both builds that we're going to see. Is Malignance first item and Zazak is going to be the super item. Now, standard AP Karma, what we got here? CDR boots, I still think they are very nice. I started playing AP Karma with these boots. We can see in the next one if that changes. Then Imperial Mandate, a second item, because we already got Malignance, remember. It's okay, I tried it, but you can also choose one of the third items here as option, a second item. Like for example, Surelias could be a good second item, Ardent could be a good second item, and then Redemption, Morelos are just there. Malignance is very, very expensive, so it will take some time till you get 3 to 4 items. 2 offensive items is very strong already with Karma, then you can build a bit more of supportive Karma after that. You made it till the end, the last AP Karma build. I'm going to talk about which one is the best in lower elo and high elo, in my opinion, just after this. So let's finish it off. Core items, the same, Malignant and Zazak, we already talked about that. And then this is a Korean Master OTP AP Karma. Master in Korea is already very good. So I saw this guy playing because he has 500 games already with Karma this season. He rushes Magic Pen boots, Horizon Focus, a second item, which was very interesting. And then he goes Morello or Liandris, depending on if enemy has a lot of healing, then he will go Morello. If not, he will go Liandris. I tried this build. I have to say it's very expensive already with Malignance and Horizon Focus, but it feels way better than the other one. but you need to be very good with AP Karma. Very nice positioning. You have to make sure that you hit your Qs, but if you hit them, especially with Horizon Focus in an objective, it can change the game. So for low elo, like Iron to Platinum, let's say that. I know that some of you have a different idea what's low or what's not, but I would recommend to start with Enchanter Karma, get Arcane Comet build as well there. You can try Domination, Resolve, Inspiration. I don't mind. Explore a bit yourself, but Enchanter Karma scales very well, mitigates a lot of the mistakes of your teammates, mitigates a lot of your self mistakes. You are not that exposed to perma-hit the Q. You can try the Redemption Rush or Mikael Rush build, which I love, or you can also look to test the Shield Karma build that I mentioned earlier. But very important, this Karma build still does a lot of damage. You still are a bull in lane. So laning phase, you need to be really good, right? We are going to talk about laning phase at the end of the video. I would recommend you to check it out, the laning phase mid-game, how to play Karma in-game, not only what's the best build or what's the best playstyle. And you have a lot of tools, so I will stick to Enchanter and then build up to play some AP Karma later on. And for high elo, I don't have an image to show you, but my recommendation, if you are Emerald, Diamond or higher, you know what to pick in different situations, and just depending on what your team comp, what enemy team comp is. If you lack AP damage, for example, you go for the AP build, and if you have some frontline, maybe you want to go Shield Karma. You have a lot of options, so I will not close the doors to any build, but just be smart about which one works the best in your game. You got me up here now, so let's go. AD Carry Synergy, really quick, really simple. Aerial, broken, the most broken 2v2 in the game. Aerial Karma, super good. Ash, strong AD Carry. Darius, Draven the same, so with both of them you want to play. And Varus also pretty strong, depends on the meta. Right now he's not that strong in the meta, but when he's strong, Varus makes a lot of sense because you have a lot of poke. Also the ultimate of Varus into your Mantra Q can be lethal. So strong champions with strong AD carries with Karma. Kaelin is fine, Jhin is okay, Corki at the moment is good because they are strong in lane, they have good push potential, you can control the lane and have prio. And then Sivir, in the other hand, is not as strong early on, but she is very good in mid-game, late-game with Karma, right? You need to go Enchanter with Sivir. She's going to be fine wave clearing, and then when she gets 3 items, she's going to be a monster. You are going to give so much move speed to the team, to her, so you are going to enable her a lot. Good champions, Jinx, Kog'Maw, Miss Fortune. Jinx, Kog'Maw are good, but weak in lane, and you kind of want a strong champion in lane, a strong laner with Karma, but you can transition their weak early game into a good mid game, and then in team fights they're going to be monsters. Miss Fortune, in the other hand, is fine in lane, but is not the best with Karma, right? Like you want CC with Miss Fortune, you want a roaming champion with Miss Fortune to utilize her being able to play alone in the lane. But well, it's still okay, she has good damage, you can still play the lane 2v2. It's not the best, but she's good. Meh champions, I would not recommend. Kalista, Kai'Sa, Xayah, I really don't see why would you pick Karma with this AD carry. It's okay, but it's not the best. Aphelios, Zeri, Twitch could be good, like Jinx, Kog'Maw, but I feel like they are very weak early on right now. Maybe if they got buffed and meta, then it's fine, but right now, not worth picking. Then Nyla, Vayne, and Cassio, I would say the same. It's just not strong champions. There are better pairings with them. It's true that if you are able to scale and transition into mid game and late game well, then they are going to be very good with Karma because you are going to buff them and they are going to do a lot of stuff. But I just don't see the point of playing it in laning phase at the moment. So also don't Smolder. No one wants to play with Smolder. Lucian, Millionami, or you play Millionami with Lucian and that's it. Samira for obvious reasons, Senna for obvious reasons. Tristana doesn't fit really what Karma wants to do. It's true that if Tristana is a very late game champion and she scales, then maybe she can be like a Twitch, right? She does a lot of damage, but I don't think she's at this point anymore. And then Ziggs just doesn't make sense, right? Going double AP in bot lane, I don't think Ziggs or Karma benefits from playing with Ziggs at all. Now, super matchups. I know it looks too good to be true, but it's true. Karma is a strong support, especially in laning phase. So there's going to be a lot of free and win matchups. I made this like tier list as well with Tariq, and it was not the same. There were not so many. And I want to explain a simple rule. If it's free, is that you stomp 100%. You cannot lose the matchup. You probably will not lose the matchup if you play correctly. Win, you should win, but there is windows for the enemy to kind of attack you, and they can do a lot of damage if you don't play correctly. Like, for example, if you're playing against Leona, Leona should not be able to engage you if you play good with the wave management, you poke well, okay? The matchup can change drastically depending on the AD carries. But, for example, Set, the same thing. If Set all-ins you, then you are probably going to suffer if you lose your flash, but it should not happen. Neutral is more skilled. You're going to struggle a bit more. It depends on the players. There's going to be a lot of mages here, like, for example, Lux, Lulu, Zyra Zerath, Seraphine is there. Some hook champions like Nautilus, Thresh, because they can have better engage on you than, for example, Rel will have, or Shen or Maokai, right, or Tahm will have. And then bad matchups. Think Ashe, for example, Nico, LeBlanc, what they have in common is that they have good damage, and also Ashe, for example, level 6, and Nico with the E, LeBlanc with the root, they can get on top of you, root you really easy, and you are very, and they have a lot of damage plus the CC, right? So you are very squishy, and you can die in those combos, so you need to be careful. Wei, I don't know really if it's bad or neutral. I will put neutral with Zyra. I think it's a bit the same, or it disappeared. Let's keep it here so it doesn't disappear, but Wei could be neutral or bad. It's fine. And Vel'Koz because he outranges you. Pantheon is in bad, but I think it could be in win. It's just a very good Pantheon can be scary. Horrible, Pyke and Blitzcrank. I would recommend you to ban Pyke because you don't want to roam against Pyke, and it's going to be really difficult for you to play, and you're always going to be in that hook kill threat position, and the same with Blitzcrank. The ultimate gets rid of your shield, so you don't really want that. So the free matchups, I don't think there is any doubt on it. Maybe someone will say Poppy, but again, Poppy doesn't have a real clear engage, and you can be very aggressive early levels, okay? So it's very important that you guys check out the last part of the video on how to play laning phase with Karma. If not, you are going to struggle. If you have any questions about any matchup or you don't agree, let me know in the comments. I will explain you how the matchup works. You can join also the Discord. We talk about super matchups and super situations the entire time. We are going to see 3 different laning phases, and we are going to start with the stomp one. So here, as you guys can see, I'm approaching the laning already from behind, because I know that Ashe and Karma are very strong, and Jinx and Swain, as I said, Jinx is very weak early on. So I take their backs and I start very aggressive already level 1. I hit my mantra Q on both of them, and what I'm going to do is, even if my AD carry, this is like my unranked to master challenge that I'm still doing with Karma. My AD carry is not that good. He's hitting the wave. He should be hitting with me and playing aggressive with me because we killed him, right? And I know that, and I'm trying to ping that we have to go. But I want to pause right now. What you want to do is start sweeper, not normal what like I did. I wanted to try it out here. So now you control this bush, and you can start poking them out and keeping them low. Even if I'm low, I'm taking my pots. 2 potions are ticking, so I will trade my HP, use my potions very aggressive in this lane to make them very, very low. Why? Because if they are very low, we can dive them, and if we are able to dive them, Jinx is going to lose a lot of wave and a lot of experience, and the laning phase is going to be over. So I'm going to play very aggressive, and that's how you want to play Karma. You can check out my video on how to play laning phase as a support, 3 must know fundamentals. I will edit it around here so you can see. So here we are going to do the standard 3-wave stack crash into enemy bot lane. It should have been cleaner, but my AD carry is not cooperating. This is not helping me at all. So here we get level 2. I'm going to show you what you have to do with Karma when the wave hits the tower. When you're playing Karma, you want to always position yourself in this area to poke. So you can poke, okay? You don't want to play poke champions around here because they can stand here, enemies, and they can dodge your abilities. So if I'm standing in here, I'm forcing them, if they want to farm minions, to play under tower, right? To play here. So it's way easier for me to hit a mantra Q, right? In this area, than if they have all of this space to run and also fall back. okay, because they have the tower, so they cannot really fall back anywhere. So I played really aggro. I hit my Mantra Q onto Jinx. They are really low, and now I'm pinging Ashe that I want to dive. I kind of force Ashe here. I force Ashe hands to dive, and she actually does, and we end up getting both kills. It's true that Zyra is just going to gank us. I'm also doing this because I know enemy jungler is a farming jungler, so he probably will not come bot lane and try to gank us really early on. Even if we end up dying, Jinx loses 2 to 3 waves of experience and gold, and now the wave is bouncing back to us, which is a very favorable position for our bot lane. Another laning phase. Here comes the pro tip that I don't see any Karma doing, or at least you guys are not thinking about. It's here. Did you see it? So let's go back just before I Mantra Q. So enemy bot lane is trying to contest us the level 2 because they are pushing and pressuring, and my IRL for some reason is not spamming Qs on the wave as he should. So we are kind of not even because we should be able to win it. But what I see a lot of mistakes that a lot of Karmas do is that they will be here, for example, or where I am right now, and they will throw a Q like here or to the enemy support here or try to aid the enemy AD carry. But that's not my intention. My intention with this Mantra Q right now here, this is to hit the 3 melee minions that are coming with my ultimate, and if I can poke at the same time, excellent. But I want to secure the level 2, because if they're trying to contest it and I throw my ability as Karma outside the wave, I'm not going to get level 2. So every time you are getting contested in the wave or for level 2, use your abilities on the wave. You will see it in this example and in the next one as well. Now we hit the Mantra Q. I hit the Smolder as well, so I'm super happy. Here Thresh is trading with me for some reason that I don't understand, because he's not following the second rule. There I missed my Q, but well, we get level 2 faster. I should have gone W. I should have played more aggressive with my ward and everything, but I ignite, poke them out, and now they are very low. Now we have full control. It's true that the Smolder Thresh is not a very strong lane, but it doesn't matter. If they are a strong lane, I would have done the same. Just throw your abilities to the wave level 1, so you are able to push the wave faster than them, get level 2 faster, and then have control and access to a good crash. Okay, so here we will end up crashing the wave. Now we don't have wards, so enemy jungler is probably going to gank us. There's no way that he's not ganking Real Karma in this position and very pushed in, and also his bot lane is suffering. But I know this, and again we get one plating almost. I think we are going to get it very soon. Now we get one plating, enemy bot lane is completely destroyed. They cannot lane anymore, but they will keep laning, and I try to hit Qs on the wave so I can push the wave and at the same time trying to poke enemy AD carry or support. It depends where they are placed. And here I will end up flashing a Talon gank because I don't want to lose a lot of HP, and I say, okay, he flashes, 3 flashes, I flash. Maybe I could have dodged the hook with my shield move speed. And here, Real jumps very aggressive. I liked it, I respect it. Maybe it was a bit too much, but we are going to keep laning. What ends up happening is that Mundo has more time to farm than Talon. So I'm looking for Talon. I drop a ward deep. Maybe Talon was doing Gromp. Very unlikely because he was very low, but you never know. And now we have a ward on Gromp, so we know that Talon should be moving towards Gromp. Here I get hooked. I don't have my W. I have 2 points in Q for extra poke. And now my Mundo, if you guys look at the minimap, he's getting the double crab, right? He's getting right now double crab, and he's around bot lane. The wave is bouncing towards us, and they are very low. Thresh has no summoners, so what's going to happen? Mundo is going to go for a gank. He's going to gank us, kill Thresh. We ping that he has no flash, so we can focus him down. Now, again, Smolder dies as well, and now we get an easy double kill. The ward that I put down deep into enemy jungle, we saw Talon already. So Talon is coming bot lane, and you know what's happening, guys, right? I have my Mantra shield, so I shield everyone, root the Talon, and we end up getting also like the Talon kill, and we end up crashing the wave. So very favorable situation, and this all comes from because I'm using my spells in the wave so I can get level 2 control. Let's check out the next clip. All right, let's go for one where we arrive a bit late. Again, you saw? First Q on the wave, no need to Mantra. First wave, hit every single caster minion, and also Corki because he's standing on the wave. Guys, you can do this every single game. It's broken with Karma. You should look to do it. So again, Thresh misses the hook. I'm going to try to position myself a bit more aggressive. And here again, we want the level 2. Again, I hit the Corki with my Q. Not for the level 2 minions, but at least for a bit of poke and a bit of wave control. Here we get level 2 earlier. Now we should be playing more aggressive. I don't know why Real is not. I take a bit of time, but I'm just... Look how I position myself. I use my mantra Q there. We end up getting a very easy kill. I don't know what Corki is doing. This is around Platinum Elo and then Ranked to Master Challenge. So it's not that low, it's not that high, but people do a lot of mistakes that guys can abuse. So here again, we want to push the wave. So I want to focus every single minion with my Qs, just crash so we can reset and we can have a nice bounce back. What ends up happening is that we are going to stay a bit longer. I really missed the cannon there. -1 cannon. I get another good mantra Q onto Thresh, and we are going to hit the plates, which is okay. I think it's a fine decision. We are still healthy and have mana to do so. Again, looking to try to use my area effect of the Q onto the minions and hit the enemy champions. And here, Thresh is going to play with fire because he's very low. And again, you guys see poke with Q hitting both the minions and Corki again. I'm saying it all the time, but that's the essence of Karma, and almost no one is doing it. Here the same. I'm pushing the wave at the same time. I don't know what Thresh was thinking right now, and we end up getting the kill onto Thresh, and now we push the wave, we will crash, and we will be in a really fine situation. Corki cannot really defend this on his own, and he cannot hold the wave on his own as well. He will take a lot of damage. So now this is how you play laning phase with Karma. Let's go into the mid game. I need you guys to do this more. We have a bit of mid prio. My top lane is stomping, and some games your teammates are going to play really well, and this is why rushing redemption is such a good item. Here my Irelia is turbo fed, and I arrive from mid lane with the redemption. I get there in time. She ends up dying, unfortunately, but that's the idea, okay, with the redemption rush. Your gank potential is not that bad with Karma. It's just that you need to know which spells you have to use with the mantra, or when you have to shield your teammate, or when you have to use mantra shield, mantra Q. So here, for example, I still have my mantra, I hold it, I shield myself and Vex at the same time because she took one kick into the tower there, and Grace ends up arriving and we end up killing. So now what I want to do is be a bit more proactive. I check the minimap and I see that Darius is mispositioned. So I get one plating with Vex and say, okay, Vex is going to reset. I have my redemption. Let's play topside and kill the Darius. I get the plant. Always check for plants after you do a proactive play and you want to keep playing the game. I help out with my Graves and I'm moving to a top lane. We can kill this Darius. Normally top laners are very unaware of what's happening around them. And here again, the redemption plays a small or big part. You guys can tell me. He flashes on me, almost kills me with the passive. But we end up getting pressure relief in top. My top laner ahead, my mid laner ahead. We get the objective as well. And we are in a really fine situation. This is the power of Karma. So always play around mid lane most of the times. Group up and use your mantra E to speed up your teammates to, for example, a inting top laner, an inting side lane. We are going to get to Volibear very fast because we have my move speed, and if I add Surelias, it would have been even better. So we end up killing Volibear, and once Volibear dies, we end up fighting, Vi engages, and pay attention to what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick to Jinx because I know that Jinx is my win condition. He's the hyper carry of the team comp. She was not hitting too many auto attacks. I think she could have kited way better. I got a bit not mad, but I told her that she could kite a bit better and start hitting. And then, so how do we play Karma in team fights? It's very simple. Let me pause. You want to be front lane first, carry lane second, and you want to be third. Why? Because you want to be able to shield all of these players. Normally you choose one of your carries and you can give a big shield. Here I choose Jinx because she's getting the move speed and also shielding Vi and Darius at the same time. And then I want to position myself safely, and at the same time I want to peel for my Jinx. Okay, so let's see how that goes. I will position a redemption in middle of the team fight so everyone can have access to it. And again, you see how Jinx is in front of me and I'm behind her and I'm behind my front lane as well. So I'm not here to get hooked or CC somewhere. I'm not here. I'm not clicking forward. I'm not using my W aggressive. I'm not using my Q aggressive. You don't need to do that as Karma later on if you are playing Enchanter Karma, right? I make sure that I'm here. And now Volibear jumps onto Jinx. Now I use the W to peel the Jinx, and I'm going to use my E to peel Jinx as well. She's going to keep running, and I'm using the bush where it's pinged. I'm just spamming abilities. So it's very important, let's go back to it, that you keep a 1-2-3 position as an enchanter with Karma. The 1-2-3 position I explain is frontline first, your carry second, and you are always third. Okay, you move behind your carries, and when the fight is won, then you can use your Q aggressive, then you can chase for the W. But till the fight is not won, try to be in a safe spot. The positioning is super important with Karma. And this is how AP Karma works, right? Like, this is the power of AP Karma. It looks very strong. Even if I prefer the Enchanter, you can do a lot of solo plays. You can hold a game on your own if you are hitting the Qs, right? Here I'm able to kill Swain with 3 Qs that I end up hitting everything. Some other games I don't hit nothing at all. So yeah, you have to be very, very careful. Here is another example. You can control objectives very well. Like Zyra tries to face check, Horizon focus, doing a lot of work here, spotting the Katarina as well. We end up getting the Zyra at the end. If I remember correctly, Garen does a very good flank. She ends up using Zonia, so stopwatch. And again, look at the damage that Katarina is getting. Now we can keep moving forward to the enemy tower. I'm going to keep poking. Again, another mantra Q. I have my ultimate so fast every single time, right? Malignance makes this build so strong. And I also went a bit defensive because Katarina was very strong and they are triple AP, so I went a bit of MR. So I only have 2 aggressive items, and look the damage, right? Look at the damage. I think I'm going to hit one more time there, and he's almost dead. We end up getting the tower in mid lane. I don't remember if we end up getting it, but I'm just perma poking all the time. But you need to keep very good distance, hit your Qs, and hit your Qs. There is no other way, okay? If you want to get the best out of your Karma performance and bully enemy bot lane, make sure you watch the jungle tracking video that I made. It's 1 hour long, but you are going to learn the basic fundamentals of how jungle works and when you can play aggressive, what are your windows to punish, and when you have to respect. You will see, it will help you a lot. Have a nice day. Bye bye.